Hi, it's Ray Mills with Excel and VBA Craftsman. Today I'd like to take you through a very simple but powerful tool that I call my Notions tool. So the Notion tool is an attempt to create a fingertip place to capture any ideas you may have. Now, ideas can be as little as how I might want to change something in a spreadsheet to make it better, or maybe a tool that I might want to build that other people might find useful, or something bigger. It depends on the person. My interest tends to be on automation ideas, but other people might have other ideas. Now for anybody that's what I call a cubicle spreadsheet slave, because we're using Excel and Access, and we work out of a cubicle and we deliver product, and we're constantly working on spreadsheets. We get ideas that often are lost because we're so busy. Well, that's where the Notion tool comes into play. Now, when you open the spreadsheet, it automatically creates a menu item. You go here to Add-ins, Notion tool, and open the Notion tool. Okay, so here's a list of my notions, and you simply add them. And I'm going to show you. You double-click on this to open a notion, and you see here I have a notion that I've already added, and that's simple enough to add. You just you go here, clear form, and if it's not already clear, and just type in what you want to do, and then you say save, and it will determine that it's new and post it out to to an Access database that's in the background, right? It must be in the same path as the spreadsheet. So I created a separate directory and popped both of them into that directory. So we hear blog, dashboard, best practices, right? I'm working with the client. The client's got a super dashboard, really, really thorough. And I thought about it. It's concise, it's comprehensive, it highlights key volume indicators, it's well organized, it has a professional appearance, and it's easy to decipher. So I thought I might create a blog on that and talk about best practices for dashboards, right? And demo that. I think it's one of those things when you see a really good dashboard, it might help the next guy to come along to do a good job too, because he has a sense of all that is possible. And this is a pretty powerful dashboard, because you know what it also does? It uses, I'm sorry, let me go here, Shift Enter. It uses templates for consistent reporting. So then we would save this, right? Notion's updated, and we go back to it later on. See, it's here. So that's just how simple it is to add one and then to modify it. And that's why I keep it up here. Now this list I call the Notion book stack, because I want them in front of you, because it helps you to think about, and have to have 16 here. It helps you to think about them, and then maybe, as you add ideas and you refine, you ultimately may advance it and take it to actually doing something, maybe moving it to a to-do list and actually working on it. So I think it's just a very powerful thing that gives an opportunity to organize and capture ideas, notions, and it could lead to something really good. So right here I see Notion idea. I don't really like that. Let's just change that right now. Alt F11, bring up the form notions. I don't like Notion ideas. I like notions. So let's go up. Notions. All right, notions. So I put an S on there. That's all I wanted to do. Let's save it. Let's close this. Let's see if it comes up fixed. So you saw the form, it's really nothing. And this happens to be a form that's built at runtime. It's my preferred way of building forms. I feel I have better control. And then I can customize any events by creating class events, and that's how this works. So again, it simply captures your ideas, and then you have an opportunity to work on them. I think it's a really good thing. Now, what I would do is I would just add a line into your personal.xls file to have this automatically loaded. So the file gets automatically loaded when you open your personal, so that this Notion tool.xls gets loaded. And the reason being that this add-in will always be there So you can just say, boom, pull down. Let me add an idea. And then another time you're noodling around, you can go through and take a look at them and say, how do I want to change them? So in this list, I have, another blog idea I have, when to automate, Notion tool. I'd like to demonstrate how I built the Notion tool. Again, I built it at runtime, which means it doesn't have objects. If we actually go to the Notion tool, like I showed you, I think I probably showed you, Alt F11. Oop, Alt F11, come on, baby. The form Notions is blank, right? All the controls are added at runtime, which means that I can utilize class modules to automate the objects on it, and it can specifically do what I want to do with far less code, right? So it's a pretty neat thing. So it's available on my website, Excel and VBA Craftsman, and I do have a blog post talking about it a little more depth. Okay, thanks. So it's Ray Mills again, Excel and VBA Craftsman.